Namaste, welcome, and once again, another exciting episode of Dekho Apna Desh series coming up. Viewers, we had warned you in the beginning that you're going to get addicted to this program, and not for any other reason, but whenever we think next time, what are we going to bring forth, and then there's another jewel, another gem waiting. India, as you all understand, is a splendid jewel of tangible and intangible heritage. If we look at the cultural heritage, we see the built heritage, but we also see the natural heritage of India, which is just so immense. So when we started the series, and I have said this earlier also, we thought we'd be doing a few, and then we might need to close it because, after all, how many virtual programs can you do about showcasing India? Well, viewers, we are on the 91st episode today. And let me tell you, we are steaming ahead and we are not wanting to come to a stop because there is just so much waiting to be shown that even on my 91st episode on the platform, I'm still feeling, abhi to kuch dikhaya hi nahi, abhi to bahut kuch baki hai. So that's the feeling you have for India. And therefore, for all the viewers, all the listeners who've been traveling off and on whenever COVID has been kind on us, but have also been making a list and an inventory of travel plans to travel in future, I'm sure you're spoiled for choice. Do start making your list, do start making your trails, do start making your circuits because you are going to spend a lifetime only looking at India's splendid offerings. And let's, I think, move in this year, particularly as India is going to be turning the independent India, so to say, is going to be turning 75. We are otherwise such an ancient land. Why don't we all start making our travel plans for times to come and choose some interesting places to go to? Now, today, where are we going? We are going to go to the very east of India, which is a state we brought to you earlier, Odisha. Odisha is truly a hidden gem. And again, I have I think, personal affinity for it because I was never a visitor to Odisha before 2019. That was my maiden trip to Odisha. And let me tell you, I just fell in love with it. And I fell in love with the people there, the food there, the craft, the handicraft, the saris. They are just amazing. The beaches. But then, did you also know that there is so much of wildlife, that there are nature parks, that there are things to do, exciting things to join hands with nature, protecting it, moving along with it? You could not ask for a more complete state, viewers. Therefore, today we are happy to have with us Pradipta Mohapatra. Pradipta, welcome on Dekho Apna Desh. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank
I
you.
feel so proud to be here.
So Pradipto is a professional hospitality and tourism person. He's been associated with the trade for 25 odd years. He is a local. So the way he's going to tell you about the places that he's going to showcase today is going to be with a very different feel. And that's why we encourage the local people to talk about their own cities and states and those local nooks and crannies, because the kind of stories that they can tell you. Because if he's already had an experience of 25 years as a professional, but because he's born in Bhubaneswar, so the kind of thoughts and feelings that he will have, and I'm sure he has a lot of hidden stories of his own childhood, and has also seen how things have grown, how things have changed, how in today's India we are creating an outreach which was not possible some years back, perhaps. And many thanks, of course, to technology also for that reason. But before Pradipta starts his session, I must tell you that he's been very actively associated with the travel and trade associations. He's been working on a lot of issues. And if we see Odisha in the way that we are going to see again today, a lot of credit goes to people like Pradipta, people like him who've been working tirelessly with the governments, people like him who've been working to make sure that whatever needs to be done in the areas of tourism and hospitality is actually taken up, is actually done. He's been associated with the very, very famous, and we should say, be saying a very proud brand for India, the Mayfair Group and the Oberoi Group. He's been part of the marketing. So Pradipta, clearly you come with a lot of experience on so many elements. But I'm not going to ask you a question around that because that you'll answer very easy. I'm going to ask you that what is your favorite food out of the Punjabi foods, not the Odisha foods?
Madam, it is a very difficult question because I love Odia food. Yeah. So if you come to, I mean, in fact, anybody who comes to Odisha will fall in love with the Odia food. But you have asked me a very
Difficult question, right?
not difficult question. It's a very easy question. So I like tandoori chicken. Chicken is my favorite dish. So
Oh,
tandoori chicken is something I really like.
all right. And away from Odisha, if I tell you that, you know what, tomorrow Sunday morning, I'm booking you a ticket and you need to travel to somewhere in India, where would you choose?
Madam, northeastern part of India is very close to me because there are so much of similarity between Odisha and northeastern part of India. So I would definitely go and explore the northern eastern part of the India
And if
if I
I were
get the
to ask
opportunity.
you to buy a sari for your wife, but a sari which is not from Odisha, where would you go to buy that sari for her?
But again, you have asked me a very difficult question because Odisha has got a varieties of saris from all across the state. You name anything, Sambalpuri, Bomkai, Pata, sari, all those things are really world famous. I can say that. Yes, if you give me an option to go to the other part of the India from I mean apart from the Odisha, then definitely the Chhattisgarh silk sarees are really good. So I would love to get one of that for my wife.
Fantastic. So my idea was to give you a very difficult question paper, and you have passed flying colors. But that's the beauty of India, viewers. Pradipta will travel to Northeast if he has to have an experience. He will go to Punjab for his, or even Delhi for tandoori chicken, and he will go to Chhattisgarh to buy saris. And I'm sure if I were to ask him a few other things, he will travel to other parts of the country too, because every part of our country is just so splendid. But today, let's go with Pradipta into some of the jungles, some of the nature parks, safaris, and so much more. So enjoy your journey. Pradipta, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you so much for a very humble introduction, madam. And first of all, I would like to thank India Tourism for taking this effort. Dekho apna this is a really beautiful forum to showcase the entire India, which is having a lot of tourism potential. And yes, in Odisha, we are very proud to participate in this kind of forum, and I'm sure the entire country would come to know the hidden potential, tourism potential of Odisha through this little initiative. So, before we start, I would like to share my screen, go to my presentation, and from there we will take it forward. The theme of the presentation is an unexplored heaven of wildlife tourism in Odisha. So in fact, all of us knows Odisha is blessed with so many attractions. So whether you name it, the temples and monuments, Buddhist site, beaches, lakes and waterfalls, museum, art and craft, the tribal tourism, these are all there in Odisha under one roof. Apart from that, there is a huge segment which is the tourism segment which is there in Odisha, which is not that explored. So which is forest and wildlife tourism. So all across the Odisha, you get this kind of wildlife tourism, which is shown in this pictures. In fact, I would like to tell our viewers all over the Odisha, in all the corners of the Odisha, there are the wildlife destinations which is existing. So there are two national parks, which is called Vitarkanika and Simli Park, and there are as many as 18 wildlife sanctuaries. And those are, believe me, those are all beautiful. And there are there are so many new things you would find in all those wildlife sanctuaries. And in fact, you see, in our webinar, we are not able to be, because of the time constraint, we will not be able to cover all these places. But definitely, I will take you to the national parks, which are only two in Odisha, which is Vitarkanika and Simli Park. And
Pradipta,
out of
sorry, I'm interrupting you. How far is Bhitar Kanika and Simlipal from Bhubaneswar?
Madam, it is there in my presentation,
Oh,
but
it is
for your
there.
information, I'll tell you from Vitarkanika is just 2 hours 45 minutes from Bhubaneswar, and Similipal is somewhere around 3 hours 45 minutes from Bhubaneswar.
Fantastic. So after we finish the webinar, maybe I can take a flight and just come there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will now go into the Vitarkanika National Park. So many of you may not be knowing that it is a Ramsar site. So Ramsar site are something which are wetland of international importance. So there are 42 Ramsar sites in India, out of which Vitarkanika is one of them, and there is another Ramsar site which is existing in Odisha, which we will come to later on. So Vitarkanika was declared as a wildlife sanctuary in 1975 by Odisha government, and later on it became a national park in 1998. And it is in the district of Kendrapada in state of Odisha, and it is a huge place which covers 672 square kilometers of the region.
Perfect.
Yeah. So there are some very important information about the Vitarkanika National Park. I would like to give it to the viewers. The opening time of the national park is from 7 o'clock and the closing time is 5 o'clock. So it's open almost every day. There are no the holidays. It is closed on all. It is not closed on all the public holidays. The entry fee is like this. The group size less than 10. There is a fee of 40 rupees. If the group size is more than 10, there is a fee of 25 rupees, and there are no fees for the child below 3 years. And there are some important information. National Park is closed from 1st May to 31st July, which is for 3 months. This is for the breeding of the crocodiles. And again, it is closed in the month of January for 10 days for the purpose of crocodile census and bird census. And these are the places of tourist interest. I mean, so the accommodations which is available in Vitarkanika. As I said, there is a beautiful resort in the name of Vitarkanika Jungle Resorts, run by Sand Pebbles, and Odisha Tourism Development Corporation also has accommodation facility out there in the name of Aranya Niwas. And this is a place wherein the Odisha tourism has identified their eco retreat. So eco retreat they started from last year. So from October till March, it is going to be a beautiful facility. So you will be able to stay in luxurious accommodation out there, and same time you can enjoy the entire Vitarkanika National Parks. Now I think it is time for us to move to Similipal National Park. Again, it is a beautiful national park having a lot of importance in India. So originally it was the hunting ground for Maharaja of Mayurbhanj, and in the year 1956 it was designated as a tiger reserve. Later in the year 1979, the government of Odisha declared it as a wildlife sanctuary which covers 2,200 square kilometers. Again, further 850 square kilometers of area was added in the 1994, and it was declared as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Later, the government of India declared it as a national park in the year 2009. Again, this is a beautiful, beautiful place, and this is something, the place is something to see, to believe it. So I have a small video. In fact, let me just see it. I hope this time you will be able to see the video.
Successful.
The expansive green forests of
So the video,
Similipal, so
you are able
known
to see the
because of
video?
the abundance of simli trees, had once captivated Kavivara Radhanath Ray. The eternal lover of nature immortalized the Salamali Salia or Simli Hills in his celebrated poem Usha. Decades have since passed, but Simlipal remains what it was in Radhanath's magnum opus: green, fresh,
Is the
and
video all
exquisitely
right?
beautiful. The streams cutting through the rocks on these mountains continue to hum the same lilting tunes in perfect consonance with the chirping of birds to create a mesmerizing symphony. Life reverberates in every crevice of the hills with the ethereal chorus of colors, sound and light. Situated in the center of Mayurbhanj district, Simlipal is the biggest reserve forest block in India. The government of Odisha accorded it the status of a tiger reserve on December 31st, 2007, assigning 1,194.75 square kilometer of the core area as critical tiger habitat and 1,555.25 square kilometer as a buffer zone, thus making Simlipal one of the largest tiger reserve of the country. Along with the fringe transitional area of the foothills, the 5,569 square kilometer area of Simlipal landscape was accorded the status of a biosphere reserve under the Man and the Biosphere Program of UNESCO on 22nd June 1994. It is one of the 10 Indian biosphere reserves which is part of the World Network of Biosphere Reserve. The Simlipal Biosphere Reserve sustains 7% of the country's flowering plants, 8% of its orchids, 12% of reptiles, 29% of birds, and 14% of mammalian species found in the Indian subcontinent. 8 species of plants found here are near extinct, 8 more belong to the endangered category, and 34 are rare species. Among the 96 species of orchids and 1,286 species of plants identified here, Area megasaniensis, Taina hookeriana, Bulbophyllum panigrahium are endemic to Simlipal. For getting tender leaves, grasslands are cut in segments at least twice in a year. Uncut portion helps in providing shelter and food seeds to the rodents, birds and young animals. The grasslands are regularly maintained by doing timely weeding of unpalatable grasses and the invasive weeds. Wherever required, broadcasting with indigenously available grass seeds are done to improve the quality of the grassland. The Simlipal Sanctuary is home to 55 species of mammals, 362 species of birds, 62 species of reptiles, and 21 species of amphibians. Among the major carnivorous animals found here, tigers, bananistic or black tigers, leopards, leopard cats, fishing cats, jungle cats, wolves, foxes, and hyenas.
I think you enjoyed the video. So as far as reaching the Simlipal National Park is concerned, it is you can reach Simlipal National Park either through NH National Highway 6 or NH National Highway 5. So National Highway 6 actually connects Calcutta and Mumbai, and National Highway 5 connects Calcutta to Chennai. So if you start from Calcutta, then while going to the Mumbai, so you will have to get down a place called Baripada, and from Baripada you can go to the Simlipal National Park. So similarly, if somebody is coming from Bhubaneswar, they can go to Baripada in National Highway 5, get down in Baripada and get into the Simlipal National Park. By rail, the nearest rail head is Baripada and also the Baleswar. From Baleswar, a distance of 52 kilometers you will have to cover to go to the Baripada, and from Baripada you can go to the Simli Park. By air, Kolkata and Bhubaneswar airports are very near to Simli Park. Kolkata is somewhere around 3.5 hours, and Bhubaneswar also takes the same time. These are some important information which I would like to give it to the viewers. So the opening time of Simlipal National Park is at 7 o'clock and it closes at 5 o'clock. So it's open daily and there is an entry fee of 100 rupees. And the best time to visit is November to March, because during the summertime it's open, but you cannot visit it because it is too hot out there. So November to March, the temperatures goes is actually between 10 to 20 degrees Celsius. So that's the best time when you can visit Simlipal National Park. These are some of the places where you can stay in in Simlipal National Park. Simlipal Khairi Resort is a beautiful resort, but again having the basic facilities. You won't find the luxurious accommodation out there in Simlipal, but again you get the best of the the basic facilities. So that's at the entrance of the Simlipal National Park. So you can spend your time out there while visiting Simlipal. And similarly, Lulum Forest Resort in Simlipal is a beautiful place. So it is quite a scenic resort. So you can plan your visit and stay over there when you are going to Simlipal. This is again another very important wildlife and bird sanctuary of the entire India. So which is called Chilka Lake. So all of us knows that Asia's Chilka Lake is Asia's largest brackish water lake, but we may not be knowing that this is the largest Ramsar site of India and Asia, with a surface area of 1,16,500 acres. So it is something that a visitor in India, a tourist in India, should not miss it. So it is, as I said, it is situated in the east coast of India, and it is quite famous for the migratory birds. So all over the places from Caspian Sea, Lake Baikal, Russia, Mongolia, Central and Southeast Asia, and from Ladakh and Himalayas, there are migratory. There are birds who comes here for the breed to breed in its fertile water. So I have a small video related to the bird sanctuary, wildlife bird sanctuary of Chilka Lake. I hope you will enjoy this.
One day, someone asked a painter, "What is the most beautiful sight you have ever seen?" The painter replied, "The most beautiful sight is that which always remains unseen. They tend to be quiet, subtle, and don't call for attention, just like a beautiful woman, unaware of her beauty." Sailing through her heart, discovering the warmth, tranquility, aura, and the concealed charisma, Chilka appears to be that beautiful woman of the painter. This calm, serene lake in Odisha is not only a beholder's muse, but is also a place where life is nurtured and nature celebrates the glory of existence. The name Chilika is derived from the word Chila, which means Brahmini kite. Chilika Lake is a natural brackish water lagoon of marine origin on the east coast of India, spread over an area of 1,100 square kilometer, covering parts of Puri, Khurda and Ganjam districts in Odisha. It is the largest coastal lagoon in India and the second largest brackish water lake in the world. The largest winter destination of migratory birds on the Indian subcontinent, Chilika plays host to a fascinating global carnival of winged guests every year. It is also home to a number of endangered species of plants and animals. Chilika has a pride of place among the wetlands of India and was the first Indian wetland declared as a wetland of international importance under the IUCN-sponsored Ramsar Convention in 1981. Over a million migratory waterfowls and shorebirds winter in Chilika, and more than 1% of the biogeographical population in respect of 45 species are recorded here. The lagoon serves as an important stopover in the Central Asian flyway. Moreover, over 400 vertebrate species have been recorded here.
30
The
second
lagoon
of
covers enormous varieties of freshwater, brackish water, and marine organisms. Several rare and endangered species are also found in the region. A recent survey has revealed the presence of no less than 726 species of flowering plants belonging to 496 genera and 120 families. This represents about one-fourth of the 2,900 vascular plant species recorded in Odisha. Fabaceae is the most dominant plant family, followed by Poaceae and Cyperaceae. Certain species are found to have characteristics specific to particular islands. The flora consists of predominantly aquatic and subaquatic plants. Avian species, dolphins, amphibians and reptiles are distributed all over the lagoon and its islands and adjacent areas. The thick growth of nullah grass in the northeastern side of the lagoon is the breeding place of resident birds such as coots, moorhens, jacanas, stilts and dove chicks. Birds of prey like white-bellied sea eagle and kite nest on the top of trees found in the islands and on the sandbar between the lagoon and the sea.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the this video and had a glimpse of the Chilka Lake. So this is how we can reach Chilka Lake. So the nearest airport from Chilka Lake is Bhubaneswar, and there are 4 places from where you can actually visit Chilka Lake, which is Balugam, Barpul, Ramba, and Satpada. So Balugam is around 96 kilometers from Bhubaneswar airport, and Barpul is around 105 kilometers. Ramba is around 130 kilometers, and Satpada is having 105 kilometers. And believe me, the roads are beautiful roads. While going to Chilka from Bhubaneswar airport, you will have a pictures view. These are some important information about Chilka Lake Bird Sanctuary. I would like to give it to you. During the rainy season, so we don't advise that you should go to Chilka Lake, because you see there will be normally there are a lot of rainfall during the rainy season and the water level goes high. So when the winter begins, so let's say from October onwards, you can visit. That is the best time when you can visit Chilka Lake, and that is when you get to see a lot of migratory birds from different part of the world coming in for the breeding purpose. The opening time of Nalavana Bird Sanctuary for the bird enthusiasts are from 6 a.m. to till the 6 p.m. So during this time, you can actually go in a boat and enjoy the Nalavana Bird Sanctuary. And there are no entry fee for the Nalavana Bird Sanctuary. However, there are boat, so you'll have to go through the boat. So we charge around 300 rupees per person, and you will have to get a permit from Barampur Forest Department if in case you want to go to the Naladana person. These are some of the best places where you can stay very close to the Chilka Lake and enjoy the beauty. So the number one is Swasti Chilika Resort, which is a 5-star hotel, which is bang on the Chilika Lake itself. So while enjoying the resort, you can go inside the Chilika Lake and see the beauty of the Chilika Lake. And just around 45 minutes away from Chilka Lake, there is a Mayfair Resort in Gopalpur on Sea. So that's again a heritage property called Mayfair Palm Beach Resort, Gopalpur on Sea. So while staying there, also you can go and enjoy the beauty of Chilka Lake. Odisha Tourism Development Corporation also has quite a few good accommodation options out there in Chilika Lake. So one of them is Panthanivas Barpol, wherein you have the water sports recently has been done by the Odisha government. So while enjoying the beauty of Chilika Lake, you can also enjoy the water sports on the lake water. There are a couple of good eco cottages run by the private parties. So one of them is Davins Eco Cottage, which is there in Sarpada. So that's also quite beautiful and bang on the Chilika Lake itself.
Pradipto, can I just interrupt you for a minute, because you've mentioned the stay places and you've mentioned Swasti, you've mentioned Mayfair, which also has a wonderful resort there. But
Absolutely.
we're fortunate to have today with us Mr. J.K. Mohanty, who's also, like you, a very, very tall figure in Odisha tourism, the whole space of hospitality, the whole space of taking Odisha to the world. So can I just ask Mr. Mohanty to spend a couple of minutes with us in telling us how he has seen the whole ecosystem change for tourism in Odisha, and what does he see as the way forward?
Namaskar, madam.
Namaskar, Mohanty sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you very much, madam, for taking up Odisha in your show this time. I think Odisha is one of the places which is little known to rest of India. And I would, being born and brought up here and started my business in the hospitality business since 1980, I think Odisha is one of the most magnificent places in India. And apart from what Mr. Pradipta, my friend Pradipta Mahapatra showed, Odisha has the largest coastline, 580 kilometers of coastline. It has mountains, beaches, forests, the tribes, 65 tribes of India, where a lot of foreign tourists come and visit this place. The Koraput, the tribal hills, and I think there is so much to see. I think Odisha itself can be a 21 nights trip if somebody really wants to see what Odisha is. You see, the food, the cuisine, the handicrafts, the handloom, the silver crafts, silver filigree works, stone crafts, and sand art exhibitions. I think there is so much. I think in one short line, I would like to say, Odisha has got everything what rest of India has. I think, madam, from the Ministry of Tourism, I'm really grateful that you have taken up Odisha this time. And apart from what nature has given us, we see that people say Odisha is very rich in mineral resources below the soil. But people in the professional, who are tourism professionals, we say Odisha is much richer in tourism potential above the soil. And apart from the nature, there are beautiful hotels. There are a lot of convention centers and a lot of very good hotels which have come up. Like you can see in the picture the Swasti Chilika Resort. I think it has attracted a large number of, if you see the Google comments, I think you'll find more than 1,000 comments where people have appreciated and seen this. This lake is 1,100 square kilometers, madam. This is the largest lake in Northern Hemisphere. It is a gold mine. It is a gold mine, and the rest of India doesn't know about it. People think lake is just like a larger pond, but this lake is like the sea. You see, one has to really see this place to believe.
Absolutely. One has to see this place.
Absolutely.
I so, agree with you, Mr. Mohanty. And, it is indeed, you rightly put it that 21 nights you can just spend in Odisha. So that's why, viewers, I told you in the beginning that even if you started your journeys now for India, believe me, at whatever age you are, you cannot finish India in this lifetime. It is so beautiful. You just have to pick up and pick up and pick up. So I'm going to thank you, Mr. Mohanty, and that, and probably bring you again later. Pradipto, you want to carry on with your presentation?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, we will move forward. In fact, another very important wildlife sanctuary come wild sanctuary is Gahir Matha. So this is again very less known to the tourists, but again it is having the importance, the international importance attached to it. This is the only mass olive ridley turtles nesting spot in Indian Ocean region. Apart from the Costa Rica and Mexico, Odisha is the third one where you will find olive ridley tortoise coming in large number, doing the nesting and the hatching. So this is again a beautiful site. Now, earlier it was a very restricted area, restricted site, but now Odisha government, Odisha Forest and Environment Department has taken the initiative in association with the Odisha Tourism, and it has got open to the tourist. In fact, I have a beautiful video wherein you can see how the turtles come and do the nesting and again go back to the sea, and the hatching takes place after 4 to 6 weeks.
I love you is such a powerful phrase. The words together hold so much energy. They evoke such a powerful feeling that can create a new world, build a new earth, just like the love of a mother giving birth to her child. Like a sky pushing life to the dying. This love reflects among the sea turtles who travel very long distance from some unknown place each year to lay eggs on this particular beach. Their struggle and their perseverance in pushing new life and maintaining ecological balance by keeping their species alive displays their love and devotion to the laws of existence, and particularly to this beach of Odisha. Gahir Matha is an important beach along the coast of Odisha. The beach separates the Bhitarkanika mangroves from the Bay of Bengal and is the world's most important nesting site for the endangered olive ridley sea turtles. The olive ridley turtles are the smallest and most abundant of all sea turtles found in the world, inhabiting the warm waters of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. These turtles are best known for their unique mass nesting called Aribada, where thousands of female turtles traverse thousands of kilometers, arriving together on the same beach to lay eggs. The once-in-a-year migration, the long voyage to the natal nesting beaches, is a dooming factor for the sea turtles. The olive ridley turtles are listed as vulnerable in the IUCN Red List, placed in Schedule 1 of Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972. These turtles are protected under the Migratory Species Convention and Convention of International Trade on Wildlife Flora and Fauna. Since Gahir Matha Coast serves as a natal nesting beach for millions of turtles, it has immense importance on turtle conservation. months, the coastal waters and the coast was notified and declared as a sanctuary in 1997. Located in Kendrapada district, Gahirmatha Marine Wildlife Sanctuary is the only marine sanctuary in Odisha. It extends from north of Dhamra river mouth to the south of Mahanadi river mouth. The total area of the sanctuary is 1,435 square kilometer, which includes 1,408 square kilometer of water body and 27 square kilometer of landmass, including reserve forests, mudflats and accreted sandbars. The olive ridleys migrate in huge numbers from the beginning of October every year. It has been observed that they migrate from the coastal waters of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean to the coastal waters of Gahirmatha in the north. After their arrival at Gahirmatha, they mate between November and January and swim to the surface of the coastal water for prolonged periods.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the videos. This is how you reach Gahirmatha. So again by NH5. So either from Bhubaneswar or from Cuttack, you can reach. The nearest railway station is Bhadrak, which is around 49 kilometers, and the nearest airport is Bhubaneswar, which is around 153 kilometers. These are some of the important information about Gahirmatha Wildlife Sanctuary. I would like to bring it to your notice. The breeding and nesting season for olive ridley turtles occurs during the winter season, usually sometimes in the month of January or February. While the actual nesting area remains fenced off, so it is actually protected. But so you can actually see this during the season and catch a glimpse from the viewing side. During April is usually the month when the turtle eggs hatch. So, the eggs come out, the turtles come out from the egg, and they goes inside the sea. So that is again an interesting sight. So you can also visit during the April and see this beautiful sight. And to enter into the marine sanctuary, there is a fee. So for up to 10, if the group size is less than 10, then you have a charge of 20 rupees. If it is more than 10, it is going to have a charge of 10 rupees. And similarly, there are slightly enhanced fees for the foreign nationals, and children below 3 years and physically challenged people are the allowed fee of entry. This is again another very important wildlife sanctuary, which is situated right in the capital city of Odisha called Bhubaneswar. So it is elephant reserve, which is spread over 175 square kilometers, and it was given a reserve status in the month of August 1982, and later on it was declared as a wildlife sanctuary, and also it was not open to the tourists. Now with a lot of facilities, it is now open to the tourists, and there are safaris which is being conducted regularly. So I have again a video which I will like to take you through so that you get a glimpse of Gahirmatha Wildlife Sanctuary.
There was a time when the world was full of forest. The forest was home to animals, birds, humans and plants alike. But then man started destroying the forests, building houses for himself and making cities, displacing animals and birds in the process. The story of Bhubaneswar, the capital city of Odisha, is no different. Once full of trees, animals, birds and flowers, it is now a concrete jungle. In a bid to find a solution to this grave problem, a sanctuary comprising forested areas of Cuttack and Khurda districts was created in 1982. It was known as the Chandaka Sanctuary. The Chandaka Dhammapada sanctuary was born out of a desire to preserve the forest and the life forms that it sustains. Squeezed and isolated today to meet the demands of rapid urbanization, this sanctuary was once part of the vast Eastern Ghat forests and the Central Indian Elephant Range. Known for its sizable population of elephants, this forest is barely 20 kilometers away from the city limits of Bhubaneswar. Covering an area of 193.39 square kilometer, this sanctuary is spread out on either side of the old Grand Trunk Road built during the reign of Sher Shah Suri in the 16th century. On one side of the road is the Chandaka Dhammapada forest spread over 178 square kilometer. On the other is the 19 square kilometer Bharatpur forest just on the outskirts of Bhubaneswar. At one time, Chandaka was just a coastal sal forest, but today it has trees and plants of numerous species, fruit-bearing trees, flower plants and roots of all kinds. A whole range of medicinal plants like Kochila, Kumbhi, Kalicha, Baidonko, Guluchi, Satavari and Kurchi. The Kangada plant seen here is not found in any other forest in Odisha. The plentiful availability of Kumbhi, Boro, Osto, bamboo and Lajakuli here is a major attraction for elephants for whom the sanctuary provides a safe and secure habitat. Dotted with several lakes and full of their favorite food, they roam the jungles without fear of conflict or attack, without a care in the world. The sanctuary set up for elephants is however home to many other creatures too. Spotted deer, pangolins, rattle, porcupines, a wide variety of reptiles and snakes, and peacocks are found in large numbers in these forests. The numerous water bodies inside the forests not only quench the thirst of the elephants and deer, they also become a paradise for migratory birds in winter. Butterflies of various colors fly around these forests in the monsoons. This sanctuary is home to an incredible 700 varieties of flora and 300 kinds of fauna.
So it's situated in Bhubaneswar itself. So Bhubaneswar has got a lot of good accommodation options. So while staying there, you can enjoy the Chandaka Wildlife Sanctuary. So it's just 25 kilometers away from the Bhubaneswar International Airport and 23 kilometers from the main Bhubaneswar railway station. And there is an entry fee. In fact, the entry fee is 40 rupees per person. So if a group size is more than 10, then you pay a fee of 25 rupees. And there are no fees for the children below 3 years. So it opens at 10 o'clock in the morning and closes at 5 o'clock in the evening. These are some places to stay. If you are a wildlife enthusiast, then you can stay very close to the Chandaka wildlife sanctuary. So there are two beautiful places which is run by the Odisha Forest Department in association with the Odisha Tourism, which is Godivari Nature Camp and Deras Nature Camp. I have personally stayed in these two nature camps. Believe me, these are beautiful nature camps. Yes, you get the basic facilities, but get to see the Chandaka very well from these two nature camps. Another very important wildlife sanctuary which all wildlife tourism enthusiasts should visit is Satkosia Wildlife Sanctuary. Satkosia again is Satakosa, means 7 miles. So there is a gorge, Satkosia Gorge, which is around 7 miles in Mahanadi rivers. So it is actually situated in a very picturesque area. In both the sides of the river, Mahanadi River, you have a lot of wild animals, flora, fauna, and it is very famous for the crocodiles. So it has got a crocodile sanctuary, which is called Tikkapada. So again, this is something which is very beautiful and very near to Bhubaneswar, which a wildlife tourism enthusiast can always enjoy. So I have a small video for this, so you can get a glimpse of this Satkosia Wildlife Sanctuary.
Once in a while, in our thoughts, we return to our origins. We come across nature, the trees and birds, and wonder how these things would have come into being. How things would have been when the existence had not come under the control of man. When the trees were destined only to grow, not cut down. How the animals would have roamed freely wherever they want. Elephants could go anywhere they like without being an intruder or feeling unwanted. And in Satkosia Gorge Sanctuary, amid the lush green forests and crystal blue waters of the river Mahanadi, these thoughts run wild. It's like a free in the past. Established in 1976 as a wildlife sanctuary, Satkosia has been formed from 3 erstwhile sanctuaries of Raigoda, Padmatola and Mahanadi over an area of 795.52 square kilometer. It derives its name from Sat, which means 7, and Kosh, meaning 2 miles, thus denoting a total 14-mile gorge of beautiful Mahanadi River, which is passed through the sanctuary, dividing the area into a greater north half and lesser south half. Spread across 530.01 square kilometer, the northern portion of the sanctuary comes under the Satkosia Wildlife Division with its headquarters at Angul district. It is the second largest forest landscape in Odisha. Biogeographically, the northern area of Mahanadi is classed under Kadjat Hills and that of south under the Eastern Ghats. This region is the meeting point of Chota Nagpur Plateau and the Eastern Ghats Biotic Province. Satkosia is a biological refuge and is considered as an important biogeographic stepping stone in the link between forest species of central India and southern India. In 2007, this area was declared as a tiger reserve comprising 2 adjoining wildlife sanctuaries, Satkosia Gorge Sanctuary and Baisipalli Wildlife Sanctuary, spread over an area of 963.87 square kilometers. The Tiger Reserve boundary lies on 20 degrees 23 minutes and 40 seconds north and 20 degrees 45 minutes 36 seconds north latitudes and 84 degrees 32 minutes 35 seconds east and 85 degrees 5 minutes 24 seconds east longitudes. Satkosia has tremendous genetic and ecological importance. It has substantial population of tigers, elephants, leopards, spotted deer, sambar and Indian bison. It is a natural habitat of 2 highly endangered species of freshwater crocodiles, namely gharial and magar. The presence of the gorge has added turtles, terrapins, crabs, mollusks, and other amphibians to the biorichness of the sanctuary. Around 38 species of mammals, 332 species of birds, 27 species of reptiles, 4 species of amphibians, and 183 species of fishes are found in the reserve. A total of 12 orchids have also been recorded so far. Over 400 plant species comprising 126 trees, 98 shrubs, 125 herbs, and 51 climbers have been identified in the reserve.
So Satpusya is again around 165 kilometers from Bhubaneswar, which takes around 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And the nearest railway station is Angul. Angul is a well-known town in Odisha. So which is Satpusya is around 60 kilometers from there. These are some important information that I would like to share about Satpusya Wildlife Sanctuary. So it opens at 8 o'clock and closes at 5 o'clock. And the entry fees are like this. If you have a group less than 10, then you pay 20 rupees. If group size more than 10, you pay 10 rupees. And there are no fees for the children below 3 years. So there are beautiful river cruises which is organized in Mahanadi over there. So you will have to rent a boat over there. The boat rental fees is 150 rupees per person, and the duration is 45 minutes. So it starts from a village called Mallisahi, and it returns back to the same point. So maximum 8% and minimum 5% per trip are allowed. So the boating time is 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Believe me, this cruise is recently started by the Odisha Tourism, and it is a beautiful cruise. I'm sure if you take a day cruise in this Mahanadi river, you get to enjoy this Satpusya like never before. These are some places to stay in Satpusya Ghats. Odisha Tourism has started a eco retreat since last year. So it will open at October this year, and it will continue till March. And also it has got a nature camp called Satpusya Sand Resort right on the Mahanadi river sand. So you get tented accommodation out there, and you can spend your time there and beautifully enjoy the Satpusya Gorge and the wildlife sanctuary. There are so many places, as I said, around 18 wildlife sanctuaries in Odisha. So it is not possible for us to cover each and everything which are equally good. So I have only covered 4. But if you go to the western part of India, Debrigarh Wildlife Sanctuary is a very important sanctuary and a very beautiful sanctuary. If you go to southern part of Odisha, there are Sunabeda and Kothagada, which are again beautiful sanctuaries, nothing lesser than the Satpusya or the other which I have shown you. Nandan is again a wildlife sanctuary which is located in Bhubaneswar. I do not have time, otherwise I have shown this beautiful wildlife sanctuary to you. And also it is one of the very important and the big zoological camp in our country. I would like to thank the effort of Odisha Tourism and the Department of Forest and Environment for taking the initiative to showcase the wildlife tourism potential of Odisha, which is absolutely immense. So Eco Tours Odisha. So if you log on to www.ecotours.odisha.com, so you get to know each and everything about the wildlife tourism of Odisha, and I'm sure this is something a very beautiful segment of the tourism, and I'm sure each and every tourist who are coming to Odisha can enjoy this wildlife tourism. I would like to thank you for operations hearing. So this is the end of my presentation. So I am okay to take any questions that you have.
Yes, thank you so much, Pradipta. In fact, between you and Mr. Mohanty, in fact, you've already given us ideas for 21 nights. And so I'm sure all our viewers are looking forward to visiting Odisha. I have said this earlier to everyone that every time that we unfold something about India, you get surprised. That's the beauty. And that's why I think we call it the incredible India, because it is so truly incredible. You talk of any aspect, any part of our country. And today, what a fascinating journey towards very different elements of Odisha. Normally, one would think, oh, if we go to Bhubaneswar, Konark jayenge. वो तो जाइए ही,
Yeah,
लेकिन
correct.
उत्तर करने का जाना मत भूलिए. Don't miss the Ogilvy David turtles. Don't miss their hatching. Don't miss so much that this state has to offer. So two quick last comments from first from JKG and then from you once again, Pradipta. I will give you a minute back. So JKG, आप last एक message सबके लिए क्या कहना चाहेंगे उड़ीसा उनको बुलाने के लिए?
आपको बुलाने के लिए मैं Pradipta has shown you the treasures of the ecotourism in Odisha. You see, Odisha has fantastic hotels. I will take only 2 minutes to present you one video on the largest Chilka Lake, the resort which has come up, which is attracting huge domestic as well as foreign tourists also. Can I take 2 minutes to show you that video?
Please do that. Please do that.
So, market नहीं बोलो Hello, I think that was enough to attract all people to Odisha.
Certainly. I already told all of you, I am taking a flight in the afternoon and coming.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you for being there, JKG, and look forward to another visit. And Pradipto, some last few words from you now, once again.
No, in fact, Odisha is a place where you get everything, starting from the monument, culture, heritage, and the wildlife. So I invite everyone to visit Odisha and have a glimpse of the beautiful Odisha, which is India's best kept secret.
Yes, India's best kept secret, viewers. So therefore, put it on your list of travels. Wherever you plan your next travels, must have this beautiful part of our country on your travel bucket list. But there are so many travels. So your buckets are just going to overflow is all I can say. Because next week, next Saturday, 11 a.m., we're going to take you to another splendor of the nature that we have in India. And we're taking you to the Sundarbans. So we are going to stay close to Odisha. We're not taking you very far, but we are going to stay close. But an extremely different ecosystem that I'm sure you're all going to love going with us. We have been, in fact, on a river cruise boat, which moved from Calcutta and it traveled to Sundarbans. That's a beautiful river cruise product that we have in India. But this time, we are not going to take you through that. We're going to take you straight to Sundarbans. And you're going to meet some white tigers perhaps over there. So keep wearing your tiger mask and keep waiting. But in the meantime, yes, the mask. So don't forget the mask. Whether it's a tiger mask, whether it's a cloth mask, whether it's the N95, but please wear the mask. Keep yourself safe so that we can all be back to a happy, healthy world really, really soon. 2 गज की दूरी जरूर रखें, अपने आप को स्वस्थ रखें, तंदुरुस्त रखें और देखते रहें और दिखाते रहें हमारे साथ सुंदर अतुल्य भारत. So thank you, Pradipto. Thank you, JK. Thank you, Team NEGD. Thank you, my own team from the Ministry of Tourism. And most importantly, thank you, viewers, for encouraging us, supporting us in bringing you this initiative. For now, namaste. Take care. See you next Saturday, 11 a.m. in Sundarbans.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.